Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report. Celtics begin their life with their full unit intact without Robert Williams III after the successful surgery this morning, 4 to 6 weeks. The outlook for Williams, so the Celtics are going to have to survive without him, and they got into a rock fight right away and felt his loss immediately with Grant Williams stepping into the starting lineup. Rough game for him overall. Al Horford grinding out, doing the little things, but not an offensive engine as the Celtics shoot 41% from the field, 29% from three, and lose a fourth quarter lead to Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, and the former Celtic Max Strus, inflicting pain throughout. Celtics ran into that zone that gave them all those troubles in 2020, and in many ways this loss felt like a throwback to 2020, especially Jimmy Butler bookending it with a breakout dunk. Max Strus hits a three midway through the fourth quarter. Kyle Lowry, a crucial fadeaway jumper on the baseline that gives the Heat a late 4-point lead after a flurry of free throws. Jimmy Butler getting to his spot on an assist by Strus. And those three key plays on offense from Strus, as well as 2 blocks on Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown on a string of 4 straight misses from Jaylen Brown, who was a mess in this one, shooting 9 for 22. Tatum off, didn't hit a 3. Picked up a technical foul. He's just a few technicals now, I believe 3 away from suspension after the Celtics officiating woes came back in terms of obsessing over calls late in that second quarter where the Heat went on a run, making 6 straight free throws into halftime. But the Celtics did show some resilient moments. Third quarter, they go down 11, and Brown, with some nice passing from White, Smart, and others, charges them back on a 16-0 burst. The bench, I thought, for Boston, excellent in this one. Daniel Theis, many ways the story of the game, stepping up, next man up, with Rob down into a backup big man role behind Horford and Grant. Hits all 6 shots he takes and finishes with 15 points in 17 minutes. None bigger than the slip behind the zone that broke that string of 5 straight stops that the Heat got with it at the start of the fourth. Tatum waited just long enough after he got back into the game to dish a nice pass to him. Along with an alley-oop feed from Derek White in transition after Brown hit a reverse layup on the break. Key way to break a zone is get out on the fast break, run ahead of that defense, and White was able to do that and land a little touch alley-oop to Theis. So if we're looking at key adjustment off this game, I think Grant, who was overwhelmed by the physicality of this game, grabbed an offensive rebound, fell down early, needed to call a timeout, losing the ball at different points, not able to convert his shots. I know Cedric Maxwell said on the call that he heard Grant tell Marcus Smart that he couldn't hit anything. Maybe you flip those two. Put Grant back in that bench lineup where he was having success all year long. And Theis playing above the rim, finishing pick and rolls, even putting the ball on the floor a little bit while able to flash some spacing. Those are some things that at least closely resemble what Rob's able to do for this group. Theis isn't Rob, but if he can be 70% or so in that same role, you're feeling much better about him in that position than Grant and Horford, sort of an awkward new mix, and a group that has to play some drop defense, not switch as much, not expose itself to mismatches on the perimeter there the same way other guys are doing. Now, Theis, he can be lined up by offensive players too. Nothing's going to be perfect without Rob out, but he does give you some offensive outlets for Tatum, Brown, guy that can finish possessions, move the ball, do some dribble handoff action. You even saw Theis flashing the seal to get Tatum a basket in this game. It was a throwback performance for Theis as much as it was in all the bad ways that the Celtics showed here. But unfortunately, one of those was Marcus Smart, 3 for 15, pressing all the wrong buttons as point guard here, throwing the ball away, making bad decisions, running out of bounds, and shooting way too much, especially in that fourth quarter. He, too, was part of a string of 7 straight possessions where Smart, Tatum, Brown had the ball in their hands, attacking head-on, and the Heat did a good job funneling the ball to Smart late in the clock. And this was his roughest game in a while. I know he was carrying the offense up in Toronto when everybody sat on Monday, and it felt like that mindset didn't change from him after that game. Overall, a rough loss here for the Celtics. Lowry, Bam, Butler all hitting big shots late. and leading the Heat 106-98 over Boston. A few resilient moments from the Celtics here, but overall a loss in a game where they were the better team for large stretches and, of course, had more talent on paper, even without Rob. So life without Rob continues against the Indiana Pacers here in a weekend series against them and the Wizards that'll conclude our regular season coverage here for the Celtics. Ime Udoka talking pregame, saying that they're going to mix and match lineup, so maybe we do see Theis in a starting lineup against Washington. Maybe Aaron Nesmith plays more often in a game against Indiana, where their small ball, versatile shooting lineup gave the Celtics fits last time they met up. One of the few losses that the Celtics had on that run. Lots of news today in Boston. Robert Williams out 4 to 6 weeks. ESPN reporting that they're hoping for the short end of that, but the Celtics have to find a way to sustain in the meantime. Rude awakening when a loss here to Miami. I'm Bobby Manning, CLNS Media, Celtics All Access. We'll see you back here on Friday with live coverage from Celtics Pacers. Of course, for at Celtics CLNS on Twitter and at Real Bob Manning.